The freighter breaks apart in the storm 200 miles southeast of Samoa, its hull fractured by waves that rise like walls of black glass. The man clings to debris through the night, salt water filling his throat, his body battered by the ocean's indifference. When dawn comes, he finds himself alone on a fragment of wreckage, drifting toward a dark silhouette on the horizon. The island appears gradually, volcanic rock crowned with green, surrounded by white foam where waves shatter against coral reefs. He does not know it yet, but this land will become both shelter and cage. He washes ashore unconscious, dragged by the tide onto black sand scattered with broken coral. A deep gash runs along his left calf, the wound already swollen, edges white from saltwater exposure. When he wakes, the sun stands directly overhead, its heat pressing down like a physical weight. His lips are cracked, tongue thick with thirst. The first thing he notices is the silence. No voices, no engines, only the rhythmic crash of waves and the distant screech of seabirds. He tries to stand, but his leg buckles. The pain is immediate and clarifying. He is hurt, alone, and has no idea if anyone knows he survived. The island is small, perhaps 2 miles across, dominated by a volcanic ridge that rises steeply from the eastern shore. Dense vegetation covers the interior, twisted trees with waxy leaves, vines tangled into impenetrable walls, undergrowth thick with ferns and rotting plant matter. The western beach where he landed is narrow, hemmed in by sharp coral formations that extend far into the shallows. He explores what he can, limping along the shoreline, and discovers no freshwater stream, no natural spring, no obvious source of relief. The heat is relentless. By midday, the black sand burns through the soles of his torn shoes. Sweat evaporates before it can cool him. His first hours are consumed by a single desperate need: water. He remembers rain. Storms in this region are frequent, violent, brief. He tears fabric from his shirt, spreads it between rocks, anchors the edges with coral fragments. He waits. The sky remains cloudless. Thirst becomes a physical presence, a tightness in his chest, a pounding behind his eyes. He considers drinking seawater. His mind circles the idea repeatedly, knowing it will kill him, but unable to dismiss the temptation. He does not drink. Instead, he searches the jungle edge for moisture, finding only damp soil that crumbles dry in his palms. Leaves glisten with morning dew, but the droplets evaporate before he can collect them. By the second day, his urine is dark amber, nearly brown. His thoughts begin to fracture. On the third morning, clouds gather. The storm arrives with little warning. Wind that bends the palms horizontal, rain that falls in sheets so thick he cannot see 5 feet ahead. He lies beneath his makeshift fabric collector, mouth open, drinking directly from the sky. The water tastes of salt and fabric fibers, but it is water. He drinks until his stomach distends, until he vomits from overconsumption, then drinks again. He fills a hollow coconut shell he found split on the beach, covers it with a flat stone. The storm passes in 20 minutes. He has perhaps 2 liters stored. It will not last long. The wound in his leg worsens. The edges turn from white to gray, the surrounding skin hot and swollen. Infection is inevitable. The coral that cut him introduced bacteria designed by millennia of evolution to break down organic matter. He has no antibiotics, no disinfectant, nothing sterile. He washes the wound with boiled seawater, an agonizing process that makes him scream into the empty beach. He boils the water in a rusted metal container salvaged from the wreckage, part of a storage drum. heated over a fire he spent an entire day creating. The fire itself is a small miracle of desperation, friction between dry bamboo and a flat piece of driftwood, his hands blistered and bleeding from the effort, his mind blank with repetitive motion until smoke finally rises. Food becomes the next challenge. The island appears abundant. Fruits hang from trees, crabs scuttle across the rocks, fish dart through the shallows beyond the coral. But abundance in nature is often poisonous. He does not know which fruits are safe. A small yellow fruit with sweet-smelling flesh makes him violently ill for 2 days, his body convulsing with cramps, diarrhea draining what little water he has stored. He learns caution. He watches the birds, notes which fruits they eat, tests small amounts on his lips and tongue before swallowing. He learns that the green coconuts, when young, contain drinkable water. He learns that certain shellfish clinging to the rocks can be eaten raw. He learns that hunger is not the worst thing. Dehydration and infection kill faster. The island's geography becomes his world. The western beach is his camp, marked by the scorched remains of his signal fire, kept burning day and night with damp palm fronds that produce thick white smoke. The northern shore is impassable. Sheer volcanic cliffs that drop straight into churning water where currents form deadly whirlpools. The southern end offers a small tidal pool where he can wade safely, collecting small fish trapped during high tide. The interior jungle remains largely unexplored. His leg will not support extended walking, and the undergrowth is dense enough to require cutting through with sharp rocks. He ventures in only when necessary, searching for materials, dry wood for fire, broad leaves for water collection, vines for cordage. Isolation reshapes his mind. Days lose distinction. He marks time by storms, by the slow healing of his wound, by the number of coconuts he has opened. He talks to himself constantly, narrating his actions, explaining his decisions to an imaginary observer. The sound of his own voice becomes necessary, proof that he still exists. At night, lying in his shelter, a crude lean-to constructed from driftwood and palm fronds, he listens to the island's sounds, waves against coral, wind through leaves, the occasional splash of something large moving in the shallows. Once, he hears what might be a distant engine, a low thrumming that could be a ship, or could be his imagination converting wind into hope. He runs to the beach, screaming, waving his arms, feeding every scrap of dry material into the signal fire until it roars. Nothing appears. The sound, if it was ever real, does not return. Weeks pass. His body adapts and deteriorates simultaneously. His leg wound closes into a puckered scar, angry red, but no longer leaking. He has lost significant weight. His ribs protrude, his face gaunt, eyes sunken deep. His skin is burned dark, peeling in sheets that he must carefully remove to prevent infection. Small cuts and scrapes cover his hands and feet, some healing, some festering. He develops a routine. Wake at dawn, check water collectors, tend the fire, search tidal pools for food, rest during the midday heat, gather materials in the afternoon, prepare shelter before dark. The routine is survival. Without it, his mind would unravel completely. He constructs a raft. The idea forms slowly, born from watching debris float past the island, carried by currents that move steadily northwest. He binds logs together with braided vine, lashes them to bamboo crossbeams, fashions a crude paddle from a flat piece of driftwood. The work takes 3 weeks. His hands bleed constantly. The vines cut into his palms. He works with obsessive focus, ignoring the voice in his head, that insists the raft will break apart, that the currents will drag him under, that he will die of thirst before reaching anything. When the raft is finished, he stares at it for 2 days without moving. The decision to leave is more terrifying than staying. He chooses a morning after heavy rain, when his water supply is full. He loads the raft with coconuts, dried fish wrapped in leaves, his fire-starting materials sealed in a salvaged plastic container. He pushes off from the beach at dawn, paddling northwest toward the horizon. For the first hour, progress is steady. Then the current catches him. The raft spins, tilts, nearly capsizes. Water pours across the logs. His supplies wash away. He paddles frantically, trying to angle back toward the island, but the current is stronger than any human effort. The island recedes. He is moving fast now, swept into open ocean, the raft groaning under the strain. He realizes, with cold clarity, that he has made a fatal mistake. The raft does not hold. The vines snap one by one, unraveling with wet, popping sounds. The logs separate. He clings to the largest piece, kicking to keep his head above water, watching the island shrink to a dark speck behind him. The ocean is vast and empty. He floats for hours, then days, losing all sense of direction, his lips splitting open, his mind cycling through memories and hallucinations. He sees the freighter whole again, sees his crewmates alive, sees water everywhere but cannot drink. At some point, consciousness becomes intermittent. He wakes and sleeps without distinction. He is found by fishermen, a small boat working far from their home port. Nets dragged through deep water. They pull him aboard more dead than alive, his skin burned black, his body wasted to skeletal proportions. He cannot speak for 3 days. When words return, they are fragmented, confused, mixing languages and time frames. The doctors will later estimate he spent 47 days on the island, another 6 adrift on wreckage. His leg scar will remain sensitive for years. His weight will take months to return. But he survives. The island is never found again. Search teams using his descriptions locate nothing matching the coordinates. The currents in that region shift unpredictably, and small volcanic formations rise and subside with tectonic activity. It exists in his memory as a place both real and impossible. A trap designed by geology and chance, where survival was measured not in triumph, but in the simple, brutal mathematics of water, shelter, and time. He does not speak of it as an adventure. He speaks of it as a place where he learned what the body can endure and what the mind cannot.